क्यों इतना ढीला हो गया पता नहीं, I don't know why. One second, I'll just.
Yeah, you can get the charger, Prema. Hi, Tarika. Welcome. Good evening. Okay. Yeah, can you just unmute yourself and say something, Tarika? Tarika, can you hear me? Yes, we can see you. You have to now unmute your beautiful self so that we can hear your beautiful voice. No, I can still see the. Okay, let me just see if I make you the presenter, which is what I did. Yeah, now unmute yourself.
Yes, now I can speak.
Awesome.
Hello,
I
Indu.
trained
How are you?
Hi, Tarika. All good. How are you?
Great. Let me change the background as well. So now for the background, I go into more.
Your background is all good.
No, it's the other one right now. I have to put the
Okay,
new
okay.
new
Done,
one.
one.
done. The
Yeah.
last
Right. So
logo
I
has
have
to
to
be
go to
changed.
more and go to settings. No, video effects and settings.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
video
go
Okay.
to
effects and
camera,
settings.
video
Backgrounds there.
effects, and then just upload the new one.
Add new, and I have the new one here, and I open it and apply. Perfect.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
We are
Now we
all
have the new one.
set. So we still have 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And
Great.
I just posted a couple of questions that I would ask you before I hand over the
So
mic.
I was gonna say macrobiotics will be too similar to like holistic. My first thing of holistic versus, um, so you can say what is holistic nutrition and macrobiotics. So that's a little easier for me to go into the first slide.
Okay, so so I've inserted a couple of slides. I'll use that for the introduction and the context setting. So
Okay.
first is I open the session introducing both of you and a brief introduction about myself and Indu as well. And for you, Tanika, I've just taken a bit from the introduction that we used as part of the infographic that we had created, where we are
Okay.
talking about macrobiotic nutrition with supportive wisdom from Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. So that's the core that I'm
Macrobiotic,
sticking
not
to.
you said macrobiotic, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Can you tell me if this light is better or this is better? No, this is too much. Sorry. This is better, right?
Yes, this is better.
Okay. Okay.
It's more natural. I can
Okay.
almost visualize you sitting in that conference room in the natural
In
light.
the natural light. Same here. Actually, you've chosen a beautiful background. A lot of the other backgrounds make the head look so different from the rest of the background that I don't like them. Here it's looking like, oh, the head could be looking apart because of the sunlight. So it's not
Correct.
it's not
It's not overpowering.
it's
The
not it's
room
not
is not
overpowering.
overpowering. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure a lot of people don't understand what microbiotics is all about. And in fact, when I was reading up on it, the fact that it is first a philosophy, even before we talk about the component of what really goes into this line of nutrition,
Hmm.
was in fact something very, very interesting for me.
Yes, I mean, I can start with, a basic thing about macrobiotics is, breaking the word, it basically means macro and large and biotic means life. So it's more about a large and great life and not looking at the macros and calories and hacks in nutrition, but looking at how food affects you on a more holistic level. So that's what brings me to the first, presentation concept of regular nutrition versus holistic nutrition, and then I can move into that and
Absolutely.
explain how
Absolutely.
in macrobiotics. Then I'll of course what's written is there, but I'll give the example of the brown rice sowing and how it. I mean, a whole grain, unpolished grain sowing and how it gives back many folds. Uh, I'll go into that and then yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Prema has gone to get her charger. So we are anyway
Oh, that's a
recording
good
this.
idea. I should probably just get my charger and keep it here. Thank you. Let me also just get my computer charged. It's fully charged, but let me just get it.
Sure, sure, go ahead. Indu, the video is clear now. You're still on mute.
It's good
It's
now,
clear.
Geeta. It's morning. It was very blurry. मतलब हम
Yeah.
लोग fog में बैठे जैसे दिख
No, no, I was looking at it and then I tried and tested. I did everything. I cleaned my camera lens once more.
Hmm.
But it was primarily the lighting which was causing
तो
that
कल
mess.
आज सुबह किसी को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहते थे तो लाइट ऑफ की ही काम कर रहे थे
Correct, correct. I took the call from the bedroom when Karthik was still sleeping next to me.
I
So
understood. That's why I didn't briefly ask that.
so I didn't switch on the light. I was like sitting in complete darkness with whatever sunlight there was at 7 a.m.
Hmm.
And yeah, okay, 4 more minutes to go. People should be able to join in.
People
But
can join
otherwise,
on their own. They join on their own, or do you have to give permission?
no, I've sort of set the setting at whoever has registered, should be able to join in without us really having to expressly give them permission. So let's see. Otherwise, what's the
From
plan for
your
the new
side?
year? Sorry, what's the plan for the New Year's?
I am home. I'm just spending time with dad, just mom and dad at home. Unless
Right.
I get invited to something really special and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll head out for a bit. But I have no plans. I don't know if someone's going to invite me or not, but I'm just going to be home.
Yeah, New Year's Eve is so crazy. Prema, I know, is going to be spreading sunshine at Kinnoor.
That'll be
Yeah.
amazing. All the best, Prema, for your
Nandi.
retreat. All the best for
Thank
the
you.
retreat.
Tarika, if I invite you one day on online for people, then you can come, right? Afternoon.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, fine. That will be great.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
And today, some of them are attending. They are going to come to the retreat also. Manohar, na? You told a
Yeah.
question from Manohar and his wife are going to attend the retreat as well.
Okay. Okay. So let's wait. I saw someone from the US and someone from Canada as well who have registered for the session. Prema, possibly your students.
पता नहीं कौन है देखते हैं मैंने तो सब ग्रुप में डाल दिया like I have so many groups ना so
Right.
I have put in all the groups so they are more interested to hear the nutrition because they are bored out of me listening they must have bored listening to me so they are come here only for nutrition nutrition is there
Likewise, I think a lot of people from my page will be like, let's have it all. It's.
Yeah, it's interesting because I met one of the person who has registered. She is actually a doctor and she
Okay.
works in the space of obesity.
Hmm.
And morning she was here for a conference, so I just dropped in to say hello to her. And her question was, how do I deal with burnout? Because as physicians, they have such a hectic schedule. And she's running obesity clinics, she's working with the government, so practically just has her hands full
So
with
one of
multiple
my
things.
colleagues, I would say, in this coaching program that I'm part of, online coaching program, she's actually a doctor and she's trying to create a hub for doctors to support them to take care of themselves.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
That's the
amazing.
program she's creating. That's her niche. She's like,
Yeah,
because we as doctors don't take care of ourselves, so I'm going to create online support and classes for that. So let me check with her
absolutely.
where she's
Absolutely.
reached. It would be so
All right,
relevant.
we are less than a minute to go in.
Yes.
I think it might start 5 minutes late, and I don't know how soon people will start coming in. We're recording the session too, right?
Yes, yes.
Meena has come, my
Yeah.
student only.
Hi, Meena. Welcome to the session. Hi, Jaya. Good evening. By the way, we would love to see you guys and we would love to hear you as well. So please feel free to switch your video on. It's perfectly okay wherever you are, whatever shape you are. Everything is very, very welcome in this space. Meena, where are you joining from?
I think she can't hear out.
Meena, can you hear us? Or you could just use the chat window to let us know where you calling from, where you joining from, and something very special about the place that you're joining from as well.
I think there's some issue. Otherwise, they would have clicked the video.
Okay. Let's just give the others a couple of more minutes to join in and then we'll start.
From your side, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I think there's some issue. That's why they.
Okay.
I think only the presenters are unmuted. Everybody else is probably muted.
Yeah, can you just check that?
Yeah, I've just activated the mic for them, so they should be able to switch on the mic. Otherwise, please use the chat window just to introduce yourself very, very quickly and let us know where you're joining from.
Can we just put it in our group once again? That session started like.
I'm also really looking forward to Prema and Indu and Gitanjali, our insider team, to know about, some of this work. So we see the potential of how we can take this forward also in future times.
Yes.
So
You're on mute, Geeta.
I think there is some issues. Meena.
Has Meena sent a message, Prema?
No, I told her, I don't know why. She's from Dubai. Abu
Oh, okay.
Sharjah, she's.
Okay. Okay.
Anju is also from Dubai.
we'd love to see your faces, ladies, to see who we are speaking with.
Anju, can you hear? Or are you able to unmute yourself?
Yeah, if you could just put it in the chat window, please, so that we're able to see.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Registration
I
is
can hear
not
Anju.
happening. Some of them is telling registration not happening. I just give them once again.
Yeah, sure. So Anju, we were able to hear when she unmuted herself. Meena, Jaya, welcome to the session. Hey, we're able to see you. Hi, Anju. Merry Christmas. I can see the Christmas spirit up with the nice, lovely Christmas tree at the back.
Yeah.
And she's coming to ashram also.
Oh, that's great. That's
And she's
great.
she's coming with her son behind, who is there.
Yes, I can see him. So let's start while we wait for others to join in.
Mm.
And a very, very warm welcome to this session, Flow at 40, and how do we really maintain a balance between our body, mind, and soul is the journey that we are traveling today. I am very, very privileged to have fantastic co-speakers with me who are experts in their field. Let me start with a quick introduction to them, and then we'll get started with the rest of the session. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Tarika. Tarika comes with 20 plus years of experience in the field of helping individuals and families lead a healthy and peaceful life. Her area of specialization is macrobiotic nutrition, which she integrates with supportive wisdom from Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. Tarika, welcome to the session, and we look so forward to
Thank you so
hearing.
much, Gitanjali. I'm so happy to be here and looking forward to sharing with this lovely group of women today, especially on
Absolutely.
Meditation Day.
Yes, we are celebrating the World Meditation Day as well. And with that, I would like to welcome Prima Sri Nagesh, who is a yoga therapist.
Yeah.
She's a yoga guru, has been practicing for more than 30 plus years. And I know a lot of you are her students as well. So you know her very, very well in terms of the kind of value that she adds. The best part about Prema is the way that she integrates breath work, corrective asanas, mindful movements, and emotional well-being in her practice. And that was the reason we reached out to her and asked her to be a part of this journey. My name is Geeta. That's how I like to be called. I come with 27 plus years in the space of executive coaching, and I have worked with 150 plus women leaders over the past decade, helping them in their personal and professional development journeys. I also lead a women's community, which is 300 plus women leaders strong, and that really is the experience that I'm bringing to the table. And I'm very privileged to be joined by my colleague Indu as well, who's a trained coach and an NLP practitioner. So a very, very warm welcome to this session. And and one of the questions, that was asked to us when we originally conceptualized this particular session, why flow at 40? Why are we not talking about the 30s, or why are we not talking about the 50s, which are traditionally considered to be the younger years of the old age, so as to say, very crudely putting. Um, and there was a reason to it. Um, so as part of the research that we were doing, there was a very, very interesting case study which has recently been published by the Stanford University School of Medicine, where they were actually tracing the molecular markers of aging amongst 108 people, a mix of males and females, over a period of 10 years. And let me share the deck because that would make it more interesting, more real for us. I hope you can see the slides. Yeah. And very interestingly, they talked about two particular markers. One was 44 years and second was 60 years. When they studied the molecular structure of the body, especially the molecules which are related to aging, they realize that there are certain inflection points where a body's molecular structure goes through a significant change. And just to clarify, our body consists of 30 to 35 trillion cells. If the cellular structure is the building, the molecular structure are the bricks of that building. And they realize that at the age of 44 years and thereabout, there's a significant shift which comes in when it comes to our lipid metabolism and the way our cardiovascular system is functioning. And the second inflection point that they realized was 60 years, where the way our carbohydrate metabolism actually goes through a very, very significant change along with our immune system. So actually, the journey of staying healthy, of making sure that we have healthy bricks for a long-lasting building, which is the cellular structure, the work needs to start much earlier. So essentially, we are talking about the 40s and the 60s as being significant phases of change, both for males and females, and for women, it is of uh, significance, because we enter into the perimenopause and menopause stage as well, which leads to hormonal changes within our body. And essentially, today, we are picking up the concept of energy. So a lot of you would have heard of enterprise resource planning systems. We talk about different kind of information systems within organizations. Uh, but when we look at it at an individual level, we are effectively talking about an energy management system. If we look at the x-axis, it's a constant balancing act between the personal and the professional elements of a life, which are so critical. And when we look at the y-axis, it is a constant play between the mind and the body. And therefore, when we talk about yoga, it is effectively touching the elements of the mind and the body, and so is the nutrition. It is also well understood that the body follows the mind, and therefore inner work becomes very, very important during these critical years of our evolution as human beings. And in coach, right, we see this constant interplay between the personal and the professional, uh, and very rarely do we touch upon these elements of mind and body, except for talking about certain elements like work-life balance and how do I really deal with the stress and the anxiety that I might be facing as a women leader or as a women professional at the end of the day. And therefore, this is basically what was the starting point, the trigger point of this session that you are going to experience today, because we truly believe that going back to the Stanford research, if 40s and 60s are really the critical inflection points for us, A, the work needs to start much earlier. That means we are really talking about taking onus and ownership of driving our health and well-being during our 30s and 50s, and at the same time making sure that we are extremely self-reflective of how we are changing, how is it manifesting outside, and how can we manage this change in a way that it does not lead to a dip in our energy level, and we are able to achieve that state of flow in whatever profession we are in, as well as do this balancing act between the personal and the professional elements. So I hope that clarified the initial thought process behind putting this session in place. And therefore, I would now like to invite Prema Shri Nagesh to tell us how yoga really helps us address and achieve this balance between mind and body. One interesting fact that some of you might not be aware of, that Prema is in the Limca Book of Records for making sure that she got one of the largest gatherings in the Gulf region together for doing 108 Surya Namaskars. Now, for someone like me, where even 24 Surya Namaskars seems like a task, she is one person who manages to get all her students right from 20s, people in their 20s to people in their 70s to do 108 Surya Namaskars. So, Prema, why 108? Help us understand that.
So, namaste, all of you. Um, it's a pleasure being here and to share about how uh, yoga is going to help women's body and mind, because everybody seems to be women only here. So now this first question which Geeta has put is importance of 108 Surya Namaskar. Um, the Surya Namaskar itself is a combination of 12 12 movements, and it is also considered as a meditation in action. It is a meditation in action. And 108 round has got a deep significance in Indian philosophy, right from the Japamala, right, and from that, and also from the distance between the moon and the earth is 108 times the diameter of the moon, and distance between the sun and the earth is also 108 times the diameter of the earth. So the 108 has got a lot of significance, spiritual significance, universal significance, and it has also 12 energy sun names, 12 adityas, that is called adityas, 12 sun names multiplied by 9 planets, navagraha, is also 108. There's also 108 upanishads, 108 nadis, 108 marma points, and so on. So 108 has got a lot of good significance in our body, mind, and health, overall wellness.
Fantastic, Prema, and thank you so much for letting us know that. I'm feeling inspired to give it a try at least, and I'm sure that under your guidance, I'll be able to do
Yeah.
that. So, Prema, take us through the journey of balancing mind and body through the pathway of yoga. Over to
Yes,
you.
definitely. So let's start. Before we start today's meditation, I just want to share about the importance of a human mind. Bhagavad Gita says that human mind is influenced by three gunas. What are those three gunas? Sattva, Raja, and Tamas. Right? So these gunas shape our thoughts, shape our emotions, shape our actions, health, spiritual growth. And especially for women 40 plus, since here today we are talking about 40 plus women, after the age of 40 a lot of hormonal changes happen which naturally affect our mood, our emotions, sleep pattern, our weight, our digestion, and also stress tolerance level. Because of this, mind may shift more easily between rajas and tamas. What is rajas and tamasic? Remember, this is not a weakness. It is a natural phase of life in every woman. This is not something, oh, I'm going under this state. Is not something wrong. This is a natural phase of life. What yoga is going to give you is to identify that state of mind. It's not that every day you will have the same kind of feeling. Some days you will have, some day or some particular time of the day you will have. So it is through yoga, we are trying to develop the awareness. So if we have the mood fluctuation, we have the certain low feeling, craving for sweet, or feeling like as if everybody in this world is neglecting me, all this is because of our hormones, not because of people outside you. So in that case, you just have to bring awareness within you and try to understand what is going on in your body, mind. And there are certain meditation which is very useful. Today I'm going to take that meditation for women, especially to understand that Rajasic and Tamasic quality. Tamasic means the dull quality, the dull where people don't want to get up from the bed and to get angry too much. Rajasic is that quality where the women want to eat more of high sugar, or they become too hyper and they are not happy with everything what is going around, and they want to keep doing some of the other work. They develop the OCD also, obsessive compulsive disorder. So today, let's work on the bringing the awareness and how to change this tamasic rajasic into rajasic and sattvic quality of gunas. So let's start with our meditation today. All of you sit straight, close your eyes now. A short meditation, though, but it is going to take you into the journey of understanding and bringing the awareness within you. This meditation is called Sattva Shakti meditation. To develop the sattvic quality in you, along with the rajasic, both are needed. You are now sitting comfortably, hands in Jnana Mudra, with the tip of the index finger touching the thumb. Gently close your eyes and bring your awareness to the body. Just observe your legs, which is grounded. Observe your spine, which is stretched upward. Observe your shoulders pushed backward. Your hands in Jnana Mudra. Your chin slightly upward. Gaze mild focus between your eyebrows. Allow the eyeballs to be steady. Just observe your breath, 3 breath, natural breath. Now, notice where the body is holding the tiredness. Which part of the body there is some kind of weakness or tiredness. Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your lower back? Is it in your neck or in your belly? You just have to bring your awareness. You're not going to change anything. There is nothing to change. Just observe and allow. Just observe. Just observe. Just keep observing that weak spot in your body. With every exhalation, allow the body to soften. Just observe the feeling. Now, gently bring your awareness to the mind and notice the quality of the mind right now. Is your mind restless? Or is your mind thinking? Or is your mind planning? Or is your mind heavy, dull, or tired? Just bring your awareness to that feeling. These gunas are not you. You are not that. Gently observe that feeling. The awareness should be there. Do not judge yourself with that feeling. You just have to be aware. Oh, I'm feeling that. Oh, I'm feeling restless or anxiety. Whatever. You just have to be aware of it. Silently say to yourself, I'm not that. I'm not my restlessness. I'm not that sickness. I'm not that my tiredness which I'm having. I am simply an observer. I am simply an observer. I am an observer. Let this awareness create a little space, just being an observer of this feeling which you have right now in your mind. There won't be any instruction for 30 seconds. Now gently bring your attention to your natural breath. Do not control it. Just watch it flow in and flow out. Just observe your breath flowing in and flowing out. With every inhalation, feel the lightness entering in your mind. And with every exhalation, feel the heaviness leaving your body and mind. Just keep observing the breath, 5 breath, ingoing and the outgoing breath, and the feeling of lightness as it enters, and feeling as if you're feeling that all the heaviness is leaving your mind and the body with exhalation. The Gita teaches balance is born from awareness. Now you are aware of yourself, your mind. As your breath becomes smoother and smoother, the mind is also now becoming calmer and more calmer. Allow this gentle rhythm which is happening within you. Very nice. Excellent. Now gently bring this feeling into your heart space. Bring that same feeling into your heart space. Imagine a soft, warm, white, golden light glowing in your chest, in your heart space. This light which is glowing in your heart is representing Sattva Shakti, the energy of clarity, the energy of balance, energy of inner strength in all women. Just keep that feeling in your heart space. Energy of clarity, balance, and the strength. The soft, warm, white, golden light. Now bring the awareness to the balance, not suppressing any of your gunas, not forcing or bringing in the sattva quality in you, but allowing harmony in your mind, allowing the harmony in your heart. Visualize that all those anger, the fear, the hatred, the energy which is too much active in you, which is not taking you anywhere, which is taking you to the more of dullness, is flowing as a river. Visualize these quality as a flowing river and visualize the sattva quality, the divine energy within you, the calmness, the peace, the happiness within as a calm lake. Together, both Rajasic quality, the flowing river, the mind as a flowing river, is flowing towards the calm lake. Together, they are nourishing your life. Silently repeat after me. Feel the meaning. Take the affirmation. Sankalpa for this upcoming new year. I now act with clarity. I now act with clarity. My mind supports my health. I choose balance. I choose balance. I choose peace. I now choose peace. I now choose balance in my thoughts and actions. I choose balance in my thoughts and actions. With every breath, this light is expanding gently in my heart space, to the mind, to the hormones, to every cell of my body. I can feel the Sattva Shakti beginning to shine. There is nothing to force. Sattva rises naturally like a rising sun. I can feel it. I can feel that in my I can feel that in my heart. Say in your mind, I am calm. I am with steady awareness. There is no past, no future, just the presence, the calmness, the relaxation, and the wisdom which is flowing naturally within me. I am receiving. I am receiving that peace from the universe. I now want to share the energy to everyone in this universe. Let everybody be happy and at peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let this energy get transferred to everyone whom I know, whom I don't know, whom I like, whom I dislike, animals and birds, everyone have the right to be happy and at peace. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the body and feel the ground beneath you and feel the natural ingoing and the outgoing breath. Before opening the eyes, remind yourself once again, my body is wise, my mind can return to balance, and Sattva Shakti, the energy, is my natural state. Gently rub your hands, feel the energy in your hand, in your palm. Transfer the energy by keeping your palm covering your eyes. An act of gratitude to the universe for giving this opportunity to realize your natural state of Sattva Shakti. Once again, gently rub your hands and transfer the energy from head to toe. Completely. Namaste. Thank you so much. Gently now, you may open your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Prema. It was very powerful because my entire head was throbbing by the end of it. And I love the fact that you put us in the shoes of being an observer of our own self and the journey that we undertake at each and every moment, both in our mind and our body. So thank you for introducing us to ourselves once more and reconnecting us with our inner self through this meditative journey. Will anyone else like to share what they went through and how they are feeling post this meditation? Jaya, Radha, Smita, Anju, anything that you would want to share?
I think there's some problem with the unmuting. Sonali, can you unmute yourself? Is it? Okay. You can unmute. Okay, fine. Take it. Fine. I think they are in the very relaxed state that everything is clarity has come in their mind. Maybe they will get the doubts and questions after 1 hour. Yeah.
Understood. So, with that, let me now move to the very, very important aspect of balance, which is nutrition, the food that we eat, which in fact is food for the soul as well. So, Tarika, a very, very warm welcome once more to this space. Help us understand what is macrobiotics. It's a new term for a lot of us. Help us understand what the space is all about.
Yes, absolutely. So I think I'll just go with a very literal and simple meaning for macrobiotics right now. The word macro means large and biotic means life. So you could say it's the practice of living a large life. So, in a way, living a great life in terms of the quality and also living a long life. So, macrobiotics is often referred to as the practice of longevity because it helps us understand how we can preserve ourselves, in a healthier way. This also brings me to, our first concept that I wanted to introduce today of what is the difference between holistic nutrition and regular nutrition. I'm just gonna share my PPT with you all. Just give me a moment. Can everybody see?
Yes, we can
Great,
see it,
great.
Tarek. If you could just put it on the full screen view,
Yeah,
then it will be
yeah, I'll
clearer
put it on
for us.
screen mode. Great, great. So, there's a regular nutrition is not wrong. It's absolutely fine. It sees food as fuel and nutrients, and they often emphasize on calories, macros, and hacks. So all of that is right. It's not like calorie counting is not right. I mean, we all need to understand and take a certain amount of calories per day. Certain amount for women, a certain amount for men, a certain amount for children. So yeah, if you're not even taking a certain amount of calories per day, it's not going to be good for the physical functioning of the body. So most of what regular nutrition emphasizes is all fine, but it's just not the whole picture. Holistic nutrition looks as food from all the aspects that we look at in regular nutrition, plus it adds a few more dimensions of understanding how, as we are not just a physical body, but we have an underlying energy that, sort of supports our physical being and supports our mind. Similarly, food also has an energy and food also has an intelligence. I'd like to explain this a little more with an example of unpolished grains, whole grains. So just imagine We have unpolished grains, which farmers, when when they harvest, we get the unpolished grains. Now this grain has a full life cycle in it. It is the seed which you sow in the soil, and it is also the fruit which you cook in the kitchen and put on your plate and have, right? Like brown rice, millet, you know barley, all of these we sow as well as eat at the same time. So it represents the full life cycle in that sense. Secondly, there's a really old idiom called one grain, 1,000 grains, which basically means that when you sow one grain, it gives back 1,000 grains in the soil. That's the power of a single grain. Of course, due to environmental issues and the farming practices not being so good for very long, maybe not every farm is going to get 1,000 grains today, but still the idea is that it multiplies many folds. So keeping that in mind, when we eat the whole grain, it rejuvenates our cells and tissues as well. If it can create a whole new plant, what's a cell and tissue, right? Now imagine sowing white rice, or imagine sowing pasta, or imagine sowing, bread. What would you get in the soil? It will certainly not lead to a whole plant, right? So that's the difference between the energy of something that is whole as opposed to something that is processed. It doesn't mean that we avoid eating white rice or pasta or all of these foods, but we just don't make them our primary foods. They shouldn't be our daily foods. And you sow them, and what you'll probably get is fungus after a few days. So we have to understand that if we keep eating those sort of foods and not add the whole foods to rejuvenate our cells and tissues, over a period of time, a certain amount of tamas and dullness comes into our body as well. So that's the basic concept of regular versus holistic nutrition. And diving a little deeper into Geeta's first question about macrobiotics. Macrobiotics is also um, the balance between the opposite energies. And I'll just come to that. Now, we all know that there is one universe, or there is one God, or there is one supreme intelligence, and it divides itself into two, which is duality, but not in a bad sense over here. We are looking at duality just to understand ourselves a little better so we can not let it go out of balance and create a more unifying energy between the opposites. Now, out here we have, in fact, that one energy is divided into two. It's also divided into three in, Ayurveda. It's also divided into five in Ayurveda and macrobiotics for both, which are the five elements in nature. So there's an understanding that the elements that we have outside in nature are similar to the elements in the body. And so today, though, of course, we'll just be touching upon the yin and yang, a basic introduction to it. Um, Imagine now yin and yang in the traditional sense is basically masculine and feminine energy, but it is not masculine and feminine in the way that we see culturally or emotionally. So we don't want to see it as, oh, this is too masculine, or this is a girl shouldn't be masculine, or men shouldn't be feminine. Not in that sense, It's it's more in terms of energetic language. So part of my mission is to give more energetic language to the foods we eat, and energetic language to the concepts that we have. So for today, let's just consider, imagine yang being contracting energy and gathering force, while yin being expanding energy and dispersing energy. Right? Now, if only yang existed in the universe, there would be like contraction, contraction, and continuous contraction till nothing existed. Similarly, if there was only yin happening in the universe, there would be expanding energy and so much expansion continuously that it would expand into nothingness again. So we would go back into nothingness. So for form to exist, we need yin and yang to exist. So be it a plant, be it a shell, be it an animal, be it a tree, be it a human being, there is a certain balance happening between yin and yang. And this balance on an energetic level is about the ratio 1:7. So we have one part head, which is the yang, and 7 parts body in terms of the ratio. So I'll go a little further into that. Now, gathering and expanding both can happen on different levels. They can happen in a balanced way and they can happen in an extreme way as well. When we have gathering happen, contraction happen in our body in a good way, that's called strength. When we have expansion happen in a healthy way, it's flexibility. So, for example, when we go to the gym and we do a workout and do a little muscle work, we are literally contracting our muscles, but we are not over contracting them. If we're doing it well and not doing extreme workouts, when we're doing the right amount, we're contracting ourselves the right degree to create a certain amount of strength. If we are doing a yoga asana and we are holding the yoga asana for a longer time, we are contracting, different muscle groups with the different asanas. And hence, there's a certain amount of healthy gathering or healthy yang or strength energy forming in us. That's for men and women both. We all have both of them, both of these. Similarly, when we do, there are more relaxing poses or there are more relaxing activities and, stretches that lead to more flexibility. Similarly, we have that also for food in terms of a full language, which we would get, deeper into in workshops and, retreats and things like that. When we have an extreme amount of yang happening in the body, contraction happening in the body, basically what's happening is it's contracting so much some part of our body that the blood is not flowing to that part. And so nutrition is not rejuvenating the cells and tissues in that part of the brain, in that part of the body. And this can happen due to genetic reasons, it can happen due to stress reasons. It can happen just due to diet and lifestyle reasons. If one is eating too many young foods and is not physically active, it could happen for a lot of reasons. Similarly, if we have an excess amount of yin happening in the body, literally the core focus that we have in our abdomen, and Prema would also share how in a practice is how the our abdomen is considered the core of the body. That's where all the organs are. And so it's very important to maintain a certain amount of strength in the core of our body. And as soon as that core of the body begins to disperse energy rather than hold energy, the focus reduces. And that's why there's so much talk around, our gut health matching our brain health, because when the gut is over dispersed, the brain is over dispersed. We lose focus, So that's also the premise of a lot of problems like ADHD and hyperactivity in kids, and a whole lot of things that can come up. For women at 40, if women are going through a problem of heat, excess heat with menopause, a certain drying out of body different organ systems. For example, a lot of women get specs in their 40s, reading specs in their 40s, because literally the hydration of the body is drying out. And why is that happening? Because as a natural process, the heavenly fluids of the body, as they say, are beginning to dry up to prepare us for a different phase of life. And um, and in more scientific language, you could say the estrogen is going down drastically during our 40s, while the testosterone, so estrogen is the yin hormone, and while the testosterone, which is a yang hormone, is not going down very quickly. It is generally gradually going down at 1 to 1.5% every year from the age of 30 onwards. So the degree in which the yin is going down is very huge, while the yang is going down very slowly. So yang is also drying, and yin is also wet. All these opposites come up in everything: day, night, long cooking, short cooking, whole lot of things. So wet and dry. So a certain amount of dryness happens in our system, and hence we need to make sure that we don't eat too many dried namkeens or dried foods, and have a little more hydrating and moistening foods like chickpea soup or sweet potatoes and avocado, and a healthy amount of healthy oils, not the deep fried excess oils, but a healthy amount of good fats. Hence so much dialogue around good fats and all of these foods. But I'd love to, there's information out there on the net just about all these different things and why they are good. But there's no unifying principle explaining this. But once you understand the lens of yin and yang, it is so stunning and it's so beautiful and it's so authentic that you begin to understand all those concepts of nutrition without even just hearing somebody or wanting, trying to memorize it, or this is good for me, I heard it there, so I should remember it. You actually understand why it's good, because when you understand the yin and yang, it applies to everything. So invite all of you to, delve deeper into studying yin and yang, because yin and yang mm, is a lens that'll change your perception about your diet, lifestyle, mind, even work choices of, leadership, how we are as masculine, feminine, all of those things in a whole different way. And when we talk about, concepts of, liver health, for example, when you have, cysts happening in the liver or anywhere in the body, that's fluid retention. And fluid retention is happening usually due to yin qualities. While when there is fibrosis or cirrhosis or dry patches happening in the body, where there's literally papri getting, like the organ is literally getting so dry that its papri is forming over there. And that is basically extreme yang, a state of extreme yang. So nothing happens overnight. All of this happens gradually, where all of us as human beings go too much towards yin or too much towards yang. And a unique combination each of us is. So when we study this, we really understand how do we keep bringing ourselves to balance. Coming to my last slide. So, energy balance. Besides us wanting to come back into balance, if we don't make the effort to come back into balance, the universe will do it, because the universe is constantly, in a state of balance. And all of us, as being part of the universe, are constantly put through, a balancing force or a balancing energy. So, if anybody is too yin or too yang, they'll be put into the center with a lot of shocks. For example, there is a book called Your All Sanpaku, and it talks about how when there's a certain amount of deficiency that begins to happen in our body, and we're so weak and yinned out, often accidents happen in our life just to bring us back into the center. So a lot of happenings in our life, not just diet, is not just about a few blood reports or what's happening or not, but a lot of other things that we invite into our life as well. Coming into the second point, how that actually happens is the iron in our body, right? We all have so much iron coming through different food items. Now, this iron helps to make hemoglobin. Iron is in a certain form when it's, taken in biologically, while iron, when it is in the in a magnet, it's a totally different form. It's not a biological form. We can't eat the magnet, but it has the same elemental intelligence. So if you see, like, if you just hold two ions in your, like, two magnets in your hand, how opposites attract. So if they both are very clear, it's a very clear and strong magnet. They'll come really quickly to each other. While if it's a little bit impure ion and magnet, it'll also come quickly enough for our eye, but it'll be slightly slower than the actual magnet. And this one of my teachers in macrobiotics actually showed me, because they were doing experiments in quantum physics, and he got the purest form of magnet, and he had other magnets lying around, the local ones we buy, and he showed me the difference, and I was like, wow. And that's when I understood how the iron and the hemoglobin in our life, whatever our intention is, wherever we are in a soul journey, in our desires, what we want to create, as a human being, personally, work wise, everything, we attract it a little more quickly and easily into our life when our iron is clearer. So, keeping our iron through the foods and the lifestyle, habits that we maintain is very important in that sense. Um, so yeah, that's a little understanding of this. And just touching upon a little bit, extreme yang has salt on its side, and extreme yin has sugar on the side. Now, I'm not saying that you have salt and sugar to balance it, but like I said, yang is one part and yin is seven parts. That's why we use a pinch of salt in our food. We don't have too much. When somebody has a heart problem, their arteries are constricted, which is the same word in energetically contracted. So then they reduce their salt intake as well to maintain that. So, in terms of diseases, in terms of body types, in terms of cooking methods, pressure cooking would be more yang, while blanching would be more yin. So, there is so much to learn within yin and yang and how you can recreate it for yourself every day. So, I love this understanding, and it's part of my mission to bring it in a very clear, simple, and authentic way for people. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to yin and yang.
Thank you so much, Sarika. That was indeed beautiful because, as you very rightly said, we usually understand it as the masculine and the feminine energies. But how does it
Yes,
translate into everything related to food, the kind of food we are having, how we are cooking it, how we are consuming it, what times are we consuming it, as well as
yes.
what's happening inside the body is amazing. So I really hope that all of you had, you know, uh, a very, very interesting session listening to all three of us, the concept of energy management system, how to use meditation to bring about that balance between mind and body, and playing the role of the observer whenever there's a requirement and you internally feel that state of imbalance, and how the whole approach to food can be seen from the perspective of energies at each and every stage of the way we where what we procure as food items, how we cook it, and how we consume it. And there is room for maintaining that balance at each and every stage. I'll pause now for any questions that any of you might have for me, Prema, Darika, would be very happy to take it. We still have about 5 minutes to go before we end the session. So, any questions, Anju, whatever you heard?
Yeah, no question as such, Gitanjali, but yes, indeed, it was a very novel concept altogether. We've heard about nutrition so much, but I've never heard about this concept of food, looking at food from a yin and yang perspective. So it was completely new. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you
You.
so much. Smita, Sonali, Radha, Jaya, anything that you wish to ask or add to the discussion that we've had?
Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am. Today, first time I heard all this, but I really enjoyed, and special thanks to Prema ma'am. Because of Prema ma'am only I'm able to listen all this. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Special thanks to Prema for doing the session before me. So I was calmer and more centered. So the practice of meditation also brings us to that center between yin and yang naturally,
Yeah. It
So
also
Okay.
targets
it
your
does.
amygdala, no? The brain center, where
Yes,
the fear, it calms down faster.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bindu, do we have any questions that we got from uh, the participating leaders that we want to quickly discuss?
Yeah, Geeta, there were some couple of questions that we have received. One that came up was what could be a good suggestion for a healthy diet? That has been shared by one of the leaders. If we can just take up that and then we'll move on to the next set of questions that we've received.
Uh,
Uh, I
yeah,
would
and,
request
and that's
Tarika
a
to take this up,
Yes,
that's
I
a
please.
think it's a really wide question. I
right
wish there was
question.
like something I
Yes.
could probably speak on that subject for about 4 hours nonstop. So it's not uh, but I think balancing yin and yang, but I think what I would say is what's right in the center is also concentrating, and as I mentioned about holistic and nutrition, to begin with, I would say if we could all simply add whole grains into our diet, remove white sugar into our diet, because now we know that white sugar is not just about, oh, थोड़ी सी extra calories हो गई हैं body में, let's do a little extra workout and get rid of it. So it's not just about that, but it has a very weakening effect on the body. So in such a way that all the good food that you're eating, you don't absorb it well enough, because the structure in the body is not so good. For one, to stabilize the organ systems and the structure and the blood flow, blood circulation, include whole grains. Two, to remove um, sugar from the diet, and to include one thing which I feel is very missing in a lot of people's diets is a variety of healthy proteins. You know, a lot of people nowadays in their 40s are like, our digestion is not good, hum sirf moong dal khayenge, or our digestion is not good, we'll just have this and that. But I invite you to work on your digestion, improve it, and have all sorts of dals and all sorts of, because each dal has a different color and a different nutrient, and especially beans, because the beans are the shape of our kidneys, which is where we carry the jing, as they call ojas in Ayurveda and yoga, which is our life vitality life force, which actually creates everything, you know. And so, including a wide variety of plant based proteins would be the third suggestion to begin with.
Thank you,
So,
Tanika.
let's start with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the salt and the sugar proportion that you talked about, could be another
Yes, I mean,
critical
we can't actually
takeaway
measure
for
that,
us.
but that's just to
Yeah,
generally keep in mind
yeah.
that we need enough relaxing foods, enough fruit, enough vegetables, enough plant, and little less salt. And for those who enjoy animal proteins, I would say now from this yin and yang understanding, not have it as much as you would, in a concentrated form, because there are different animal proteins also where fish, egg, meat, everything falls. It's a deeper understanding, but for now, whatever you're having, have a little lesser of it.
Thank you. Yes, and the next
Mm.
question, please.
So the next question has come in about how do we understand better on a work-life balance? And that sounds like, for people around 40 years right now, especially women who are new mothers at the age of 40, this will be a very weightable question, right? And I would want Geeta, you to take up this. What would you suggest over here?
That's a great question, and it's a question that we get often whenever we are doing executive coaching with women leaders. Let me firstly tell you that it is something that we hear from men as much as we hear from women. So it is not a women specific issue or challenge area anymore. I think practically everyone is dealing with it. And secondly, I would really like to substitute that word work life because it means that we are othering work from life, which is not really the intent. Work is a very important part of life. And therefore, the way we treat it, it's really a way of balancing our personal and professional priorities, which is difficult when you have a young child. That said, the different strategies that people adopt. I mean, I've seen women leaders who've had a flourishing career and actually, one of them said that, my husband decided to stay at home because the children needed that care. To building up a very, very strong support system in whatever way works for you. So it's a way of co-opting all the help that you can get around you into this entire process. Finally, it is not about being a perfect parent, but seeing that whatever love, care, and attention your child needs, can that person get it from you or anyone who's very close to you, who's reliable and trusted, so that that attention then takes the child forward and serves you well as a parent as well. It's a very difficult journey if you're working full time to do alone. So co-option is the only method, and to what extent you co-opt people, whom do you co-opt is totally a decision to you. Yes,
That's
Sindhu.
wonderful. And we'll just take one more question that has come in. We've just crossed 6 o'clock, right? The last question is to Premaji. What would you recommend for a weight management, critically at the age of 40 when people are starting to have their medical, problems starting like thyroid problems, progesterone, hormones, and all hormonal imbalances come up? What would be a best recommendation for weight management?
Hmm. And through yoga, the weight management, I have managed my weight. I have crossed those phases in my life. So what I thought pranayama is the best, which helps to keep the oxygen level, oxygen absorption at high. Because even to balance the weight or to maintain weight or to reduce the weight, you need oxygen. proper oxygen absorption for the fat also to get dissolved. So that is one. Pranayama is the most important. Another thing is, whenever you do an asana, you make sure that you do the strength based asana. You use your own body weight against the body and hold it in that position for a little longer time. So in this way you develop the muscles, the fat is reduced and the muscle mass is developed in, and you get the strength, you get the confidence, you can carry yourself well. The fat is, it's been toned, the body is toned, which is my personal experience, which I'm sharing it. You have to hold the posture for longer. Like nowadays, because nowadays different styles of yoga have come quick. They jump from one posture to another. Instead of that, if you go to a certain posture, hold it for 30 seconds, hold it for a minute. You feel the trembling in your body, in your muscles. Then go to the next, using your breath. Breath is also important, right breath, along with the right movement, which will convert your fat into muscles, which will give you strength, confidence. As you cross this journey, I mean, for women, they feel that this is a journey where you lot of ups and downs will come. Ups and downs, that is nothing external ups and downs, only internal ups and downs, which they have to bring the awareness. That's all. And correct it.
Thank you, Premaji. Over to
Thank
you,
you.
Geeta.
Thank you so much, Hindu. And very well said, because holding a posture is really difficult. I had a physiotherapist who said, try holding a glass for a minute and your hands will start trembling. So holding is very, very critical for strength training of the body and retaining the core strength that Tarika talked about as well. So, with this, we come to an end of today's session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining it. It was a pleasure having you with us, and we are seeing this as the start of a journey. I would like to announce that we are doing a retreat in the Delhi NCR region on March 7th to 9th. Since all of you have agreed to be part of the WhatsApp group for Atman, we'll create that group and we'll keep posting updates on the upcoming retreats, as well as a lot of material that each one of us would be sharing, which we hope will be really useful for you. Finally, as Sarika mentioned, as Prema mentioned, for us the collective dream is is that after 40 as well, we are able to be in that state of flow with high energy, so that we are able to tackle all that life has to throw at us. So thank you once again. Wishing all of you a very Merry Christmas and a very happy entry into 2026, since we'll be meeting on the other side. We will be creating the WhatsApp group and look forward to each one of you being part of our community. Thank you once
Absolutely.
more and have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thank
Thank you
you.
all. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing
Thank
you.
you.
Good to see you, Radha. Good to see you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah, take care. Mm.
Take